Chapter 1, The Living World. The title of the chapter, The Living World, is having two key terms, living and world. So we have to first understand what is living and what is living world. First, let us understand what is living. Living is noun, and to describe living we use adjective alive, which is not dead. I am living, I am speaking. You are listening, you are living. So, to describe living, I would state like this. Living is a distinctive characteristic of living organism by which it grows, reproduces, exhibits metabolism, sense, and respond to stimuli. In simple language, any organism that possesses life is living. You are moving, your body parts are moving, you are breathing, you are able to eat, you are able to walk. We are living. But in case of rock, they are non-living, they are not mobile, they can't reproduce. They don't exhibit metabolism, or rather biochemical reaction. They don't respond to external stimuli. If we kick rock, instead of hurting rocks, we are getting harmed. So living things do follow certain life processes. So to describe living world, you are shown with picture. In the picture you can see some animals and they are existing in nature. So how would you describe living world with the help of the diagram? With the help of this picture. So I would describe like this. Living world is usually comprised of different living organisms, and they are existing in different habitats. Habitats like cold mountains, deciduous forests, oceans, freshwater lakes, deserts, hot springs, and many other habitats. Now let us try to understand how do living differs from non-living. We have been trying to understand why we are living and why rock is non-living. So let us understand with this table. This table is about distinguishing features of living and non-living. In the first column, you are given some characteristics. In the second, we'll try to fill with the characteristics of living. And in the third column, we'll try to fill the characteristics of non-living. So before trying to differentiate between living and non-living, let us understand with these characteristics. You all know that our body is made up of cells. All the cells in our body require nutrients. After eating food, we get nutrients, and all those nutrients finally reaches all the cells in our body, and in our cell biochemical reaction occurs by which we do get energy, and because of the nutrients we grow, and as we mature and attain reproductive age, we can reproduce. And every day, because of we are eating food, and in turn we get energy, because of which we are able to move. And every day, whenever external stimuli is being felt by us, we do respond differently. Now, with these simple explanation done by me, hope you have understood the characteristics of living and non-living. Now let us fill the characteristics. First, cellular organization. All the living organism, our body is made up of cells. Many cells group together to form tissue. Tissues are a group of cells which are having similar structures and having similar functions. Group of tissues will form organ. Organs will form organ system. An organ system will form an organism. But in case of non-living, they are not having cells. Now, nutrition. All living organisms take in food to carry out different life processes. But in case of non-living, there is no nutrition occurring. Metabolism. In living organisms, they do have biochemical reactions. Biochemical reactions in living organisms are usually called as metabolism. Metabolism may be either catabolism or anabolism. Catabolism here refers to breaking down of substrate. Process of breaking down of substrate or a material is called catabolism. Anabolism is building up some materials. Say in case of photosynthesis, there is making of food, which is anabolism. Catabolism, for example, we have respiration. In respiration, food nutrients are broken down into simpler pieces, and after complete cellular respiration, there is production of energy. But biochemical reactions are not happening in non-living organisms like rock. In case of living organism, there is internal growth, or the process of growth is internal. That is, cell division occurs, which leads to increase in number of cells, which is another way of defining growth. But in case of non-living thing like rock, they hardly show internal cell division. Instead, there is deposition of external substances and there is formation of bigger non-living things. In case of rocky mountain, many soil particles, after undergoing different natural phenomena, there is formation of rocky mountain by soil particles. In case of living organism, they reproduce for continuing the species on planet Earth. Living organisms may reproduce sexually or asexually. But in case of non-living things like rock, they hardly reproduce. Living organisms exhibits movement. We are able to walk. Cows, dogs, all these are mobile. But in case of rock, it can't move by its own. It needs external force to move. We are living organism and we do respond to external stimuli. Whenever we touch hot object, we tend to withdraw our hands. In animals, we do have sense organs for receiving external stimuli and responding to the external stimuli. Plants respond to temperature, light, water and pollutants. But there is no response if we kick a rock. So with this, we have differentiated between living and non-living. Now let's try to do some homework. You have to answer these questions. First question is, how would you describe the living world? Second, distinguish between living organisms and non-living things. Third, humans are living. You have to justify. Fourth, why do we consider chalk as non-living? thing. Fifth, state 5 distinctive characteristics of living organism. See you in the next video. Stay safe. Take care.